Good morning, everybody. I apologize that I can't do this in Arabic, but that is my aim someday, to be able to speak to all of you in Arabic. As I was introduced, I'm Daniel Reyes-Guerra. I'm the School Leaders Program Coordinator at Florida Atlantic University. Very, very happy to be here in Egypt. I consider this to be my second home. I visited Egypt so much. I love it here. So let me begin by talking a little bit about the FAU BalancED partnership. And the story really begins around 8 years ago. I know that Barakat in English is blessings. FAU was blessed with bringing on board Professor Maisa Barakat, who has been the director of the Egyptian Partnership. Under her leadership, and leadership is our theme, under her leadership we've created a wonderful partnership. And I have to, in front of the ministers of education, in front of my friend and colleague, Dr. Badrawi, and of course, under the leadership of Salma, Dr. Salma, we've been able to create an incredible partnership. I can't go without recognizing two very important other leaders in this partnership, Dr. Hamza and Mr. Nabil. What I want to say really quickly is we have a shared commitment from both of these institutions to look at how we can maximize student learning. And this is really important. I think a lot of times we talk about teacher preparation, we talk about leader preparation, but it's always important to remember that we're working through teachers, through leaders, to maximize student learning and make this next generation that much stronger. In our partnership, we've really been striving to engage in the most cutting-edge research and bringing it to our partners. Looking across institutions, we look not just at leadership, which is our area, but we bring in experts that we can find across the field. And I think you'll see that with ICPL joining us today in this conference. I can say that we've learned a lot from each other. Egypt has so much to offer us, probably more sometimes than what we have to offer Egypt. So it is a pleasure always to be working with Egypt. And for the conference today, we are going to be focusing on leadership. So let me talk a little bit about where we are with leadership and the state of things today. I'm going to look at three different things today. The research around the school leader, talk about the elevated and changing role of leaders in schools, and talk a little bit about our conference themes. So let me begin by talking about the research. In school leadership, for the longest time, we knew that principals and school leaders make a difference in schools. What we didn't know is how much of a difference it makes. And so there's been a major study that's come out about how principals, school leaders, affect students in schools. They studied three different research questions. The first was, what are school principals in the United States? How much do principals contribute to student learning and their outcomes? And what matters in terms of what it is that the principal is doing in those schools? They did an analysis, and to me, these number 2 and number 3 are the most important things. They looked at data from the last basically 20 years. And this is what they came up with. There is strong evidence that having an effective principal in the school makes a significant difference for student learning in that school. Okay, we knew that, but did we know how much of a difference it makes? If you take a below average average student gains an additional 3 months of learning in their school, in math and in reading. They go from the 25th percentile to the 75th percentile. These effects are large. Principal effects are nearly as large as teacher effects. As a matter of fact, if you look at what a teacher does, an effective teacher can increase student performance by 4 months of learning. So, principals are very close to what teachers do. But not only is this about how large the effect is, think about a teacher in an elementary school. Their effect is on 21 students. If you're a principal, this effect that you're having is felt by 483 students. Look at that difference. So we know now we have the math, we have the statistics to show that if we increase the effectiveness of our school leaders, we are having a huge impact. Teachers, 4 months, principals, 3 months of academic gains, and on top of that, much wider impact because you're impacting the entire school. So, the theme, of course, of today's conference is all about the role of the school leader. When I was a principal back in the day, what is it that we learned about? We learned how to manage the school, how to do scheduling, making sure that we supervise the teachers by going in there once a year and making sure they knew what they were doing in the classroom. That's changed. Today, what are school principals doing? Today, they are working with students in a variety of ways. Today, they are leading in an ever-changing environment. Think about it. School leaders had to lead through pandemic. School leaders had to lead through incredible policy change, and it's been very fast. When you think about it, school leaders for the longest time just had every year, you did the same thing, you built a schedule, you ran the same curriculum. Now you have STEM, you have STEAM, you have changes. You're bringing in accountability. So your role as a principal has really changed. So I want to end by talking about what we're going to be learning in these workshops and why this is so important to all of you and to us. First off, what are the perspectives of leadership in higher education? What are the viewpoints now? You heard from Dr. Berry. It's now international. We are all in this together. Technology has brought us together. And so we have to have a global vision in terms of the way we work and in terms of the practices we have. The integration of STEAM, adding art to STEM, is really important now, and that's going to be another workshop. The changing role of school leadership. How has the role of the principal changed, and what do we need to do with those changes? Transformation of ed leadership and frameworks in new paradigms. The movement of the leader from just being somebody who's supervising to somebody who's coaching. This is really important. Think about it. As an athlete, you have a coach every day that's telling you how to improve your practice. As a leader, you should have as a coach every day that's telling you how to improve your leadership practice. And finally, we know that through leadership, the one thing that we have a huge influence on is the culture of the entire school. If you can change the culture, you are going to have success in your schools. So these are the learnings that we're going to be engaged today, and we're thrilled to do this. So on that note, I just want to thank everybody. It's my pleasure to be with such a wonderful group of people, and God bless.